Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 18. It's been a long off-season. Mario's been preparing hard for his MotoGP debut with the Premier team as we head to Qatar. Can he get off to a cracking start in the Premier class? Jack Miller. So here goes Mario for the first of two qualifying laps, as in MotoGP there's the qualifying one and a qualifying two. So we've got to split up our 3 laps. 1 in qualifying 2, 2 in qualifying 1. Because if we don't go out of qualifying 1, we're going to be 12th or lower on the grid. There's only the top 10 from free practice, plus the top 2 in this session go through. So effectively is the pole shootout. And so in previous seasons, that's what we've done. Kind of split it that way. And that's what we're going to do again with Mario. As we see him on his Prem for the first time. The reigning Moto2 champion. On a Prem. Who would have thought it? As he's got his teammate Petrucci in the lead, 53.3. And it looks like he's besting his teammate at the moment, monstering the curbs around there in Qatar. Such a difficult flowing circuit. Very technical, especially that middle sector which we've just been through. And you've got to remember to let the bike go in these first 3 right-hand or first 2 right-handers. And into the final right, make sure you don't ride that curve too much. And now the final couple corners of the lap. Make sure you don't run wide anywhere around there. Oh no, there is tarmac runoff. You're using a bucket of time. Especially on a MotoGP, it just flows into each other. And that's what you have seen on his qualifying now, which Mario's monstered. As it's Mario 2 seconds ahead of teammate Petrucci as they beat Danny Pedrosa on the Works Honda. Is out in qualifying 1 ahead of Paul Espargaro, Baptista, Scott Redding, Tito Rabat, Bradley Smith, Alicia Spargo, Safi Happy Siren, Franco Morbidelli, Savia Simon, Kao Abraham, Thomas Luthi, and Taki Nakagami is at the back. So can Mario repeat the job in qualifying 2? Jack Miller. So here goes Mario for 2 laps in qualifying 2. He's only used 1 in qualifying 1. What a job from the debutant. To smash everyone, including his much more experienced teammate Daniele Petrucci. He's eyeing up that Works Ducati seat. Alongside Dovi or Lorenzo, whoever goes first. Never know, by the end of the year could be another almost Italian looking at that seat. But we'll see how this debut season goes. It's only been 1 session, we're already talking him up. As that's not the best first sector. You can see very careful on the power as well. Of his corners, you'll see engine braking is maximum power amount on this bike. They need to be able to use that into lots of these corners, especially the heavy braking zones if you're going to get slowed down for them. It feels weird, this bike. I've been saying, compared to Moto2 bike, it definitely is a leap forward. It's probably the biggest leap forward it's had so far compared to Moto3 to a Moto2. This is like a rocket ship compared to kind of the locomotive train, which is a Moto2 bike, compared to the push bike, which is a Moto3 bike in comparison. So he's got to get on top of the engine braking to get the bike slowed down. He's got to get on top of the braking as well. This bike just feels like it floats on the surface. And look at that, he's on pole. As he goes on to his 2nd lap. Can he even improve his time, mate? He didn't even match his qualifying 1 with effort. 4 tenths down. Shocking lap. Needs to step it up. As oh, he's gone wide. Almost off track. As he's lost only a 10th. Thought it'd be more than that. And one thing he's also got the master a bit better than he did in Moto2 is the trail braking. As he's using almost the exact same settings he used in Moto2 at the end of that season, where he hit that purple patch to win the title. And he's the 10th up this lap. He's gained 3/10 in that sector. As he's chasing down a red Ducati in front, is he? But will the Saturday team have the glory here in Qatar, in qualifying at least? Over the factory effort. Lightning Mayo, he's still a 10th up, almost 2/10 up. Bashes that curb on the inside. The tie right hander, you're not meant to do that, but it works. There's just got one corner to go. Look at that engine brake, you see you got to nail it. So you can hit the apex like that. No, Dovy's Statch Bowl, 50.6. So here comes McDonald towards the line. Responding with a 51.1 as Dovey grabs pole, the only man into the 1 minute 50s, but almost by over 4/10 ahead of Johan Zarco. Upsets the Ducati train. Look at that. But Mario on the front row for his MotoGP debut. What a fantastic qualifying effort. Ahead of his teammate Petrucci and Jorge Lorenzo in the middle of the second row alongside Marc Marquez down in 6th. Then you've got Cal Crutcho, Rossi and Andrea Iannone on his Suzuki. Ran out the 3rd row. And then on the 4th row, Maverick Vinales, Excellence and Jack Miller. So let's see what Mario can do. Can he grab a debut MotoGP podium? Jack Miller! So we are revving it up. The heart's pounding. The revs are rising. And the lights are out for MotoGP as the new season gets underway. Over a shocking start, same for Zarco. Here comes Jack Miller, trying to blast through the Australian. As Mayo just holds him off. And battles with Cal Crutcher over the top 5. Time to go wide, let the Englishman bite. That's allowed a Suzuki or two to sneak bite. So poor start for Mayo, down in 7th. Oh, I bet he dives. He loves to dive. Able to do it on Crutch. He goes 3 over ins. Just the opening lap, normal opening lap, you know, of your MotoGP career. As he dives down the inside of Rins. Gets nice and smooth on the power. Back into the top 5. Well, as you can see, it is just a Ducati family still. Zarco, the only intruder. This monster Yamaha Tech 3 in 3rd. But in front, you've got Lorenzo, you've got Dovi leading, Petrucci in 2nd. Oh, you've got Maverick Vinales and Marc Marquez battling for 11th. The aliens, the future, the Spaniards down outside the top 10. Or should we say the present? Maybe not at the moment, no. It's all about Ducati. It's all about Mayo chasing down Jorge Lorenzo. Into the penultimate corner. What are you doing, Jorge? You're looking very sullen. It's opening that. No, it takes advantage into the final corner. Runs wide. Elbow to elbow with a 3-time MotoGP champ. Look at this across the line. Dovi leads. As Petrucci and Zarco battled. Look at that leaderboard on the left-hand side. Now that's a leaderboard. The personalised numbers, that is fantastic. As Petrucci holds on to 2nd of Zarco, he's threatening. Got to remember, Frenchman leading here on his MotoGP debut until he crashed out. Loves it around it. So does Mario. Letting Zarco know he wants to join in the battle. It's Vinales after a slow start. Where have we heard that before? Battling his way up to 9th ahead of Crutch. So as Mayo outbraked himself into left-hander. Now Vinales up to 8th ahead of Ian only. Of course the Italian doesn't give up easy. There's a reason he's called Crazy Joe. He's the maniac. For Mario, it's just settling down on this second lap. In 4th. But let's think about tyre wear, as the Hondas are just battling for a top 10. Absolutely crazy to see him down there. It's Mayo over his teammate Petrucci, who's all over Zarco. Dovi controlling things at the front, like the veteran we expect him to do. But he's got none of his usual rivals up here. None of them. That's all Cal Abraham on his Avintia, the first Ford of the season. As we go on to the 3rd lap, Siren and leads back. Okay, L4. 21st says McDonald's the fastest lap, just ahead of Dovi. Those 11 hundredths of a second could prove crucial at the end of the race. As far as Sprague on his tech, not tech free, it's KTM. That in for 13th. As here comes the Doctor, Valentino Rossi. He's done it all, he's seen it all at this level. Oh, Mayo almost down all over the curb. Set his rhythm. So had Rossi have a little look. Mayo says no. Shuts the door on the 9-time champ. Get out of here, old man. Of course, he's saying under his helmet. No one else is saying that. As we got Zarco and Petrucci. Hungry on their satellite bites for second. They can sniff a victory, a rare victory for a satellite machine. The only guy who's done that, I believe, or guys who have done that, this decade is Jack Miller on the Mark VDS bike at Assen in 2016. And then Cal Qatar on the LCR bike 3 times now. At Brno, Philippines and Argentina. No doubt Zarco and Petrucci have had their moments as well. They never capitalised. As what is having the Crutcho down to 13th now. They're not dropping back slightly last lap. Not helped having the Doctor come and intrude. As Danny's still fighting like a hell with Marquez down in 9th. What are the Hondas doing? Mid-pack crisis. As McDonald gets into Rossi. Don't do that to your mentor. It's all about war on the racetrack. They love afterwards. It's McDonald into Petrucci. He's right out his teammate in the first race. That's halfway through it. What have you done, Mario? We're getting breaking news from the paddock. I believe a wall's now being constructed between Mario and Petrucci's garages. No longer sharing data. Oh, Petrucci's just banned him from the paddock. Oh wow, Mario's already banned from the paddock after half a race. It almost goes to the back of Zarco. He wants to push on now. Middle part of the race is normally Mario time, and he's showing it on this lap. First, literally nerfing his teammate out of the way. And now almost running into the back of Zarco. Let's see if he can make the move at the end of the start-finish straight. We go to the final corner. Tyre wear, very important round here. You can just go like you're on a flash on the final lap, but man, you're doing a superb job. And it's on the bottom right. And now down the inside of Zarco for second. Really blocks him. Oh, Mario's learnt the art of the block pass. Why did he teach him that, Valentino, in the off-season? Shouldn't have done that. Because he's done it to Rossi, now he's done it to Zarco. And he did the nerf pass to Petrucci. Now there's just one bite between Mayo and a debut MotoGP victory. Let's look at this rhythm. As Petrucci's battled his way already back into the top 10, just shows the pace of that Pramac round there. Danny battling with old foe Lorenzo over 7th. Looking like the better Honda. Don't often say that when your teammate's Marc Marquez. Mayo doing a superb job here, holding on to Dovi, who's held the lead since the start. We expect to maybe run away the lead. Now he's managed the pace. Now it's time for Dovi to push as well as Mario. It's just not happening. Less than a second is the gap. Almost a second is the gap behind. It's the two Ducatis fighting for it here. Look how smooth that is out the final corner. It's now Zarco and Rossi battling for Yamaha pride and a podium. Madonna trying to chase down Dovi. 8 tenths behind the Italian with 2 laps to go. Alvaro Baptista getting the final point ahead of Tito Rabat at the moment. Another Ducati in the points. Bradley Smith down in 18th on his KTM. Not a good outing for the Brit. And so the gap's a second now. Dovi had a very good first sector. Oh, trying to push on, but Dovi responding. Absolute class once again from the Italian. And here comes Rossi. Always look out for the doctor. As in this side, the factory boys are now ganging up on the Saturday bike here in the podium places. Mayo doing a good job to hang on. Actually gaining back on Dovi in that last sector. So a bit wide in the final corner. And he had to wait to get on the power. That maybe cost him a tenth or two. But he's gone to the final lap of the season opener. Dovi leads for almost 8 tenths. But there's one hungry rookie right in his tail. It's Marquez determined to win the battle of the Hondas. Nuti and Simon battling for pride. Oh, look at Mayo! Closing, closing, closing. It's less than half a second. Less than half of that. He's got a slipstream. No way. Oh, he's lost a bit in that sector. Oh, as Mario let his chance slip by. Just one corner to go. Oh, Mario pushes but can't. Dovi holds on, but what a debut on the reigning Moto2 champ. Who would have predicted that? Maybe Ducati, maybe Premac, maybe Mario, but no one else. As less than half a second separated San Marino rider back from victory on his MotoGP debut. Well, what a debut it was, with Rossi in third. Less than a second back. Then Zarco, after being in the podium place for so long, takes fourth, with Vinales in fifth. Rins. Marquez wins the battle of the Hondas by just 11 thousandths of a second. Petrucci recovered to ninth. Then Lorenzo in 10th, behind Petrucci despite the Italian falling. Then Iannone, Crutchlow, Miller, Paul Espargaro on KTM getting some good points ahead of Alvaro Baptista, who beats teammate Tito Rabat not teammate Tito Rabat, but fellow Spaniard Tito Rabat. Scott Redding in 17th, best of the Aprilias ahead of Alicia Espargaro. And then right at the back is Cal Abraham after his fall. So in the Riders' Championship, just as we predicted, Dovi ahead of Mario, with Rossi in third. And then in the Constructors, Ducati 9 points ahead of Yamaha, with Suzuki in third, Honda, KTM, only Aprilia yet to score. And in the Teams Championships, Ducati versus Premac, just like we predicted again, with Yamaha in third. Oh, he's already getting almost that first rider status, as now his score is up to level 93 for Ryan Position 4 Management, level 94 for Brakesman, level 95 for Dean Angle. And boy, the team going to have some development for Argentina. As apart from MotoGP, in Moto2, Alex Marquez ahead of Bagnaia and Baldassarri, while Moto3, Jorge Martin ahead of Bezzecchi and Bastianini. So what do we develop? We got the engine back, we got the brakes, suspension, frame and aerodynamics. They will be very important in MotoGP. I know we don't have winglets here on our Ducati, but what do we improve? The engine is already so strong. Don't say that needs to be improved. The brakes are already so strong. Don't need to be improved. Suspension already so... Everything is strong on this Ducati after Qatar. Where do we go? How about let me know down below? And then we'll apply the upgrades at the beginning of the next episode, where Mario will be looking to back up a superb MotoGP debut. How can he even do better in Argentina? Find out next time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.